Insulation only works if it touches all four sides. So you have a cavity. If I'm the cavity, okay, in between each studs, my legs are the studs, and my chest and body is the cavity. If the insulation doesn't touch the outside of my legs or touch my front and back, it's an air speck. There's an air pocket in there, and that's allowing air to transfer through. So if that insulation's fluffed out and touching all four sides, it'll work to its highest efficiency. Now you can cram a whole bunch of insulation in this cavity and smash it all in, and you start losing the effect because you're smashing it back down. You're creating a hard surface again instead of something that's fluffed out and expanded the way it is. Has anybody ever seen a bat of insulation? Do you know what I'm talking about? The roll of that pink stuff? Yeah. When you get it, it's a roll like this. You cut that paper and it goes whew. And that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to fluff out to fill all of those voids and cavities. The thing about insulation is if you pack it down tight, it's like a brick or a rock. It allows the cold and the heat to transfer through it. When it's fluffed up and puffy, it creates little air pockets in there, so it works its way through and then it starts warming itself so it doesn't transfer from one side to the other. What I would imagine is, if this is the outside of that stud cavity and they mount that box, that receptacle on the inside, they probably took this insulation, had it all nice and pretty here and here, but either tucked it behind this box, which smashed it, or what they done, they took the razor blade knife and they just cut that chunk of insulation out and throwed it on the floor. So there's no insulation behind there. Another trick you can do with your outside, on an outside wall of your receptacles and your light switches is, if you take it off, take the cover off and look at the back of it, if it's dirty or black, that's because air's been traveling through there and bringing the dirt from the outside and bringing it right into your house. That'll tell you that, hey, there's a problem. Now, a solution to that is when you open that, take that thing off of there, you want to turn your power off first, but you take that cover off, you take the receptacle out, and there's holes where the wire comes through. Great stuff. Expandable foam insulation. This can's probably about $8. It's got a nice little hose. You start squirting it, it just starts filling every cavity that there is, and it'll just keep right on going as much of it you want to put in there. I will tell you though, there's two kinds of this. There's a low expanding and a high expanding. If you're trying to fill a hole or a void that's in a wall, you can use the high expanding. If you're trying to fill something around a door or a window, like this cavity in here around the side of this window that you see, I would want to use the low expanding, because if you use the high expanding, it can actually push this wood, expand and push the wood so your window won't open and close. So for every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. So you just got to make sure you're using the right product for the right situation. But knowing the fact that it has to touch on all sides for it to be as efficient as it could be, that'll help you. If you keep that in mind, that'll help you walk through all these steps. Foam insulation is typically more expensive than the cellulose because the cellulose is a recycled product. It's newspapers, denim jeans, things like that that they grind up. Where the foam is a brand new product. Now, is the foam better? Yes, but it's more expensive. Insulation, typically, you'll see insulation on an exterior wall has paper on one side. The rolls that you see have paper, and then you see the fiberglass. The paper goes towards the heat.